$100,000 to all of our teams competing, or to our top teams, or top 5 teams to be specific, competing here at the PUBG Pan-Continental live from the Poker Go studio in the Aria in Las Vegas. And here we enter into round 9. This is the 3rd round out of 6 on the day, so only 4 rounds to go, including this round. And again, $100,000. FaZe making the biggest moves so far today. They have won the first 2 rounds. And we have a little bit of a tighter leaderboard. It just keeps getting closer and closer, it seems. We've seen solo plays. We've seen amazing tactical team play from FaZe. And we're seeing a lot of diversity, a lot of awesome action here. My name's Axel Toss, joined by Sims once again as we culminate our coverage. As we will be commentating 3 rounds and inviting 2 other commentators here to cover the next 3. So excited to see what happens here. The big question, can FaZe keep it up? Is it just inevitable that they're going to win another one?
I mean, FaZe is always the story, right? We seem to kind of get stuck on this whole thing of looking towards the mighty FaZe clan. You know, from what they've done, it was the same at PGI. Can they qualify, which they actually didn't do, unfortunately. Now it's kind of the same. It's the comeback story, right? They've gone from subpar 10th place and just shot up into 3rd, which is insane.
Yeah.
But still, we do have to remember. Oh, we've got chickens in our ear for some random reason. We do have to remember that this is still anybody's game, you know?
It is.
It's still anyone's game. There's other teams that can potentially do the same as them, but you've still got this story of you're looking for SSG, you're looking for Tempo Storm to drop the ball, to be honest with you, quite a lot. And it's not an easy thing to do. You can kind of play a bit passive, play a little bit patiently. Yep. It all depends. A lot of things have to fall into place, unfortunately.
Those chickens, having a good time. And everyone's thinking about the chickens. You know the France World Cup team has a chicken on their jersey? I just noticed that today.
Really?
And I feel like that's somehow, there's like a symbiotic, wonderful thing going on because everyone's hunting for that chicken dinner here in this matchup as these guys picking their spots. FaZe hopping in vehicles, going straight to Milta as we're used to, and we're looking at Method there, taking care of Pachinki. As we see our zone kind of sneaking into military, a little bit like the one we just saw in the last round, but a little bit lower in this circumstance. So we'll have to see where this goes. As, you know, if we're speaking about FaZe and Milta, they're certainly not going to mind this zone at all. They're already kind of close to it. While it looks like Ghost and RG are going to have to make the biggest movements. But overall,
okay,
honestly, the majority of our teams are here. Oh, he's just trying to make
He's having a bit of a struggle with that.
That's a tough area to drive in.
I mentioned it in the last game.
I've crashed a few times.
It's awful. Driving and traversing through Lumber Mill side is atrocious. But nevertheless, still at the game. Still all rather quiet. I think we're going to have a bit of a chill up. Circle comes in. Actually, this time we've got some water involved. We might potentially have... There's a very, 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 very tiny chance it would hard swing and hard shift over to Sosnovka, but we saw a hard swing in the previous map. Could it go straight down? It can do. But there's water there, so generally it looks to aim away from water. Yep. So again, if you're a betting man, it's Vegas, why not? Yep. You would say that it's going to aim more towards the farm area. Yeah. If you head towards farm, if you head towards the Potato Hill, just to the right-hand side of Pachinki, maybe around prison, you're probably going to get lucky. For it to actually swing to Sosnovka now would not only be wild, but it would be hella messy because there's not going to be a lot of landing. Okay, we'll see what happens. These teams getting ready. And I got to say, Twitch chat, you need to get ready because we have a special something happening in the halftime coming up after this. We have a bit of a quiz game, and it's not really everyone against each other. All you guys team up in the Twitch chat to answer the questions that we present, and it is an effort to increase the prize pool, actually. So get ready for that. That's coming up next in halftime after we're done with round 9 here. Again, 12 total rounds. We're going to have 3 more rounds after this one to decide who's going to be our champion here at the PUBG Pan-Continental. $50,000 for first place. And don't forget all those bounties. But again, the story today has been about FaZe, the story this weekend about North America, and now we're really starting to get into crunch time, where we're going to see you know, potentially a little bit more passive play, more sneaky play, more tactical play, as we saw from Rafi, especially from Method in that last game, really staying sneaky and smart. I think we got to see a lot more of that. Just, you know, even if your team is down, coming up with ways to really advance in those placements. But FaZe, I don't think they've
they've dropped anyone today yet. I think all 4 have been alive at the end of both of these rounds that they've won.
And that's what you need. This is why it's so important. This is why you don't bother taking these early fights. There's no point in having a laugh at him. And sometimes if you get caught in rotation early and you lose players, that's when it becomes really, really dangerous and you have to go on the full-blown brake pads, put it on the car, and right, okay, boys, time to play passive. It's not the nice thing because then the pressure's added and also you get yourself in weird and wonderful situations that you feel like you can't take fights, and that kind of holds you back moving forward, to be fair. That's it's really rough. Losing a player early on, it don't play out long game, and it causes you all kinds of problems. Yeah. Method looking to try and get some early footing on the ground. And we will see Anti-Pyro. They're going off. They'll leave the 2, Rafi and Malman, back in Pachinki to carry on looting, get the meds, get everything they need. Business as usual. There has a drop in popped in that you saw earlier on. That's going to be Kramer's. He's going to head over there. Drayden's still chilling over in Lipovka. We'll head up rather shortly. What do I want to see from this game?
I think. What do you think about Envy right now? Because I'm a little bit intrigued that they went to Nova. I don't think I've seen them go there yet. Usually they're around Georgia Pole, it seems like. What do you think about
where the plane is? They're a bit of a plane. A few teams do this. You either go it's kind of like polar opposite. Georgia Pole and Nova, or Georgia Pole and Zaki seems to be like, where's the plane going to go? These are the 2 spots. If you get teams that play the edge of them, I say edge of the map, you know what I mean, further away from the center.
Right.
These 2 are your obvious places. The loot heavy ones, nobody's there. You can chill. You can get the gear that you need. The good places to go, especially in terms of gear. I mean, look at this, 2-2-3. SLR on the back. It's a banging weapon if he's got a scope on it for long distance. Scar in the front with a red dot. Happy days. He'll get the meds that he needs. That's the general speaking kind of point of view, but it depends where you want to go, and it depends which way you want to play it.
Yeah.
Kramer's
and I don't think
3-3-3 grows up.
I don't think we've seen anyone, by the way, go down to that military today yet. So to see 2 teams there now, Alliance and Envy, especially where the circle is situated.
Did we see Alliance game 1 go there, maybe?
I'd have to go back and check.
Previous one.
I don't think so.
They know it's open at least, because like these guys we've seen a fair few times, especially the qualifiers up in Severny. But because we're on North American turf, again, this becomes the home of Dignitas.
And again, the focus on those bridges that will eventually have to be
it's back up.
Passed to get over. You know, Vitality, look out for them to be watching that bridge as well. We saw a little bit of that action yesterday. But looking at Tempo Storm here, taking some pot shots at Ghost, kind of driving by, making their presence known, all on the left side near Gatka. Meanwhile, it seems like FaZe has always just had, space, it feels like. Starting from Milta, especially the first 2 rounds that we've seen today, they've just had a lot of space around them, I feel, to be able to take the engagements they want and not really feel pressured too much. It seems like they're able to dictate the game from the start. So I'm kind of wondering if we're going to see more teams really converge onto FaZe, or if they're going to keep going with business as usual, where they're able to find the space and pick their fights. I wonder the moment where they really have to face a lot of adversity and maybe deal with a few teams on a few different sides. So we'll have to see if they encounter a situation like that. But for now, we're looking at Balak from Ghost, making his way into the zone, kind of scouting ahead of his, or actually just behind 2 of his teammates as we look at Sharp Shot from Tempo Storm, trying to press the issue there on those guys from Ghost. But for now, lots of movement here on the map. Looting still happening, but a very large concentration of teams and players very close to the center of this circle. Method right in the middle. Knights very close to them. Cloud9 in the area. Team Gates, Optic, Totality, FaZe, Vitality, Space Station, Knights. I'm not even kidding. All these teams are very, very, very close to each other in the center of the circle. But again, with 16 teams, a PUBG Pan-Continental Invitational Tournament, every single second counts. Every single life counts. So you got to wonder who's going to be looking for those fights, who's going to be confident enough to take those fights early on, and who's going to be more passive and kind of let the pieces unfold. And we're about to find out those answers here as look at just this concentration of teams and players here in the middle of this zone.
Everyone starts to rotate in very, very slowly. Edge players will be probably one that will be predominant on this. We'll see how many teams do stay on Sosnovka if someone actually decides to do it. I wouldn't have thought so. MBS are over there at the moment. Maybe not crossing that bridge too late. On the opposing side, on the eastern bridge, you've actually seen.
Yeah.
It comes down to Alliance who opt to take that one. It's a nice route from them that'll allow them to play in around the yellows on the edge of the cliffs, maybe move up a little bit further down below Pachinki. Ghost actually pulled up in Pachinki, which is fair play, but yeah, as you mentioned, the concentration of the players that's inside the actual center of the circle is pretty wild, which could play victim, really, to what happens with the next circle. If the next circle shifts again, you'll just have players, bodies,
everywhere,
left, right, center, all over the place.
Okay, lots of fire here from Raffi, the hero from last game, taking out Frolicker there from Cloud9. And Cloud9, he was just trying to scout a little bit and ran straight into Method. And that's what happens when all these teams are so close to each other. Got to be really wary of that. You know, I don't know if the correct decision is kind of moving as a unit and really scouting out the tops of hills, looking for opponents, or if the play is send one ahead. But right there, we saw Cloud9 fall a little victim there, sending one ahead and paying for it.
It's going to be a much quieter game, a bit more of a peaceful game, just because of where the circle is and because there's such a concentration of houses, compounds, buildings. You can get in this circle and you can probably chill. You might even be able to chill for the next circle, to be honest with you, depending on where it goes. But hard shifts, especially more towards the east. West is going to have a good area. If it goes that way, you could have a lot of people who have to swing up that way.
Yep.
Which it probably will do, to be fair. Looking at the fact that there's water in there, I would expect it to go
north.
More towards the north. If it goes northeast, it's going to be fun.
I can't wait. And we're going to find out soon.
It's a bit of a quiet before the storm. As you can even see, like, people are running themselves over in the kill feed. Just run your teammates over. If you're bored, run your teammates over. Why not?
Trying to get the vehicle kills somehow. Get enough of those. They add up. Probably
what a 9-day scenario. Level 1 helmet, looking like the budget helmet, and then level 3 chest. Fair play.
Only
for it to be the way around.
Only one man down so far. Remember, Cloud9. That's it. 63 players still alive, 16 teams all still up in this round number 9. Again, 3 to go after this one. And you can see the standings on the left side of your screen. It is incredibly close there at the top. Space Station, Tempo Storm, FaZe, and Method, all within about 300 points of each other.
Circle comes in, and it's a wild one. That's interesting. I did not expect it to put so much water in. We're talking like 40 to 60% landmass here.
Kind of.
So we've had a bit of a brutal shift. Milta,
quick
farm, all those kind of areas, and this
see.
will now mean that a lot of people have to rotate in. 1, 2, 3. You got Ghost, you got Tempo, Dignitas, Optic Gaming, NRG, Totality. All these teams are on the outskirts. C9, Alliance, Method. They can play spoiler here. They can sit and gatekeep all these teams that have to rotate in. FlyQuest also in there with Ghost Gaming.
Here we go.
This is going to be messy.
Space Station in a nice spot in this circle, watching out for those teams trying to rotate themselves in, and Cloud9 just not having a good game. 2 dropped by Space Station, and only Stab is left, taking a mighty jump on motorcycle. Highlight that one. I appreciated that.
He almost didn't survive that one.
He almost hurt himself.
Imagine if he'd gone flying off that and killed himself for last place.
That would have been hilarious. I probably would have laughed, honestly, and then felt
he's getting shot, man. This might generally happen. He's got to go past Vitality as well. He's lost 20% HP off that. Bullets you can hear. Look at the dust. Look at the bullets in the background.
We saw Raffi do some magical stuff. Maybe this is the moment for Stab in Cloud9. What if he wins?
Oh, he got shot through the window.
We're in
oh
Vegas.
my
What
God!
are the odds of that? Oh no! He got
climbed. He climbed through the window and got nailed.
Good shot, Shiv.
Please press F for Cloud9.
Moment of silence. Cloud9 first team out. First four players out of this map as well. Every other squad is still up. As we see Optic and Dignitas making a move on the top right-hand side. And Tempo Storm kind of taking their time on the left-hand side. NRG, as you see, swinging in here. Finding a nice spot, honestly. I'm a little bit surprised NRG was able to make it down there unscathed.
It's another quiet part as everyone does rotate through. We'll just keep watching, see where these teams could crash it into them. Let's take a look at the map and see the potential actual choke points here, because there should be a fair few now. Saying that, again, this comes down to the concentration of the amount of compounds that are still up for people.
Yeah.
You can see our observers are pointing out TG and FlyQuest in the top corner. Wookie onto Optic there. Finds Hetra.
That's 1v2.
This is a close one, but the rest of Dignitas, they're all pulling up on the side. AKM in hand.
Oh, man.
Wookie is he's a backing player. If he leans to the side here, he might. Oh, no, actually, didn't realize he was around the wall.
Does he hear him walking around?
So Baha should have definitely been seized. He does peek out, takes down Wookie. Can he get second one? He can. Two members of Dig back to back.
Wow.
Baha, can he get a third? Adam wants to get involved.
Oh, reinforcements. He makes it in there.
He doesn't. He don't get a third. Adam will get the trade off.
Look at how low his health was.
I mean, again, you look in here, it's just He's just super, super messy.
Nice
That's
grenade.
really low HP, but he's inside the toilet. Thank God. Otherwise, he would have been in trouble.
Doesn't know which window to throw it through. Very close on that one. Adam's in trouble.
Bye-bye.
Jumping out the window. I respect that.
That's a pre-fire and a half. I respect that pre-fire. Unfortunately, it won't be enough.
Yeah.
AKMs, man. The AKM meta is just real. 7.62 in this game. It hurts. It'll punch a hole in a tank. It's nasty, nasty stuff. AKMs, any kind of 7.62 long range, Can 98, SLR, things like that. It's a beautiful thing.
Tempo Storm trying to swing in. Remember, Tempo Storm, they're in second place. They can't afford losses. They need every single point. Remember, 15 teams still alive. Tempo Storm does not want a 15th place. Dignitas still is one up. Uncivil still around from that last battle against Optic. A little bit of crash on the side of the wall there from Sharpshot. Going to take a little bit of damage there. But Tempo Storm, did they lose?
They lost one.
They lost one, okay.
And they're pretty tanked up, and it was actually envious. I think maybe even Vitality might have got involved there. Could be wrong. Oh, that's why. That's a silenced M24.
Yeah.
Okay.
Envy.
Dre also having to run the gauntlet of the Frenchman here. Kind of in 3 times, it'll still do some damage, but you've got to watch out for this 24 in the hands of Envious, especially if it's in Caden's hands as well, because that boy does not miss.
And they got a really nice spot, I think, kind of in the middle, and they kind of got a good vantage point. Pretty much in complete control of that compound down in the south. Now we're taking a look at FlyQuest. We're taking some shots at Team Gates, it looks like. They're pretty close in the top left-hand side of our zone. Method not too far away from that area as well. And Space Station also within a couple stones throws away from that area too. So 4 teams or so up in that top left. What is going on with this circle? Okay.
That is an awful, awful circle. There's literally, look at this. Okay, everyone now just flooding in. This is Milter.
You got to go.
Straight up Milter ending. Everyone's just going to flood in. Just watch the kill feed. There's no point in even us casting over it because it's going to be an absolute manic play-by-play crashes from hell. We're going to see players. Totality are in there. Methods in there. FaZe have already got themselves in. They've got themselves in quite thick as well, which is pretty good. Against from the edge. Venerated onto Shiv. Vitality are going to lose a player.
Yeah.
It's just going to be chaos as everyone needs to get into Milter. This is where the circle's going to be, and everyone's getting tanked upon arrival.
Everyone just sprinting as deep as they can into this circle. Ghost getting shot at by FlyQuest. Andy! Candy for Andy, please! Oh, he's trying to heal up behind this car, but I don't know if it's going to work
next to it, Andy? Why are you stood next to it? Andy. Back up from that, man. You can't stay next to a smoking car.
He's trying to roast a marshmallow, man. Give him a break.
Yeah, but you're going to die.
Yeah,
he knows
that's
this.
true. Don't want to sacrifice that.
I'm triggered.
Andy. He'll be back. He'll
Birdie
be back.
onto TG. Mossy gets knocked. He's killed. 7 points in the bag there for Totality. Meanwhile, Drayden and Voxic. Range is in their hands. You got the Can, yeah, you got the SLR, the 7.62, the bullets from above, but FaZe, as you mentioned, you touched on it, they're directly in front of them. Reels in the kill feed. Your boy Dre goes down Tempo Storm. The more members of Tempo Storm that fall on SSG, the better it gets for these teams looking to try and clamber up that leaderboard.
Tempo Storm turning around and VZ not realizing that he was there around that corner trying to go into the house, but he's getting knocked out. Tempo Storm able to pull that back a little bit of a skirmish there between Tempo Storm and Alliance. One still up from Alliance, it looks like. 2 there up from Tempo Storm. Actually, there's 2 more in the distance. So there's 3 up from Alliance, but only 1 in that area alongside those. Tempo Storm, oh, that's a good shot. That seems right on his head, just barely missing. T-Bone, the silenced M4. We got an AK here on Poonage.
Wait until you hear the silenced M24. It's so weird. It's such a specific noise, but it's like, oh, good God, I'm going to die. I know that there is this weapon lurking around somewhere.
It's like, where is it coming from?
Yep.
What do I do?
I think it's about 100 meters.
I need to hide. I don't know where to hide.
Completely silent, I think.
That Harry Potter cloak. You could try to do something there.
Cloak of invisibility.
It's not in the game yet.
If it does come in the game, I think I'll be very upset. This isn't like other VRs. We won't talk about it.
It'd have to come from the drop or something. Knight's taking out Ghost. Profi there. That's Texas. And now Ghost is kind of split up everywhere. They're driving in every which way, not sure where to go. Running a turtle, running straight into
checkpoint
there from FaZe. Yeah, they're watching that checkpoint. They are the border guards here, making sure no one goes through without a shot or 2 on them. And Turtle ends up
killing himself,
exploding. That does not count towards our vehicle bounty, I don't think.
Yeah,
killing yourself in the vehicle does. I don't think that
vehicle was so smashed up, it must have hit the wall, and it just finished off the car. Araxe knows there's a player on the opposing side there. Again, he's got to be careful. One of these players does have that 24, and it will do damage, especially if you've got a 6 times or an 8 times on it, you can get the range.
Yeah.
3 members here on your screen. 4 from the Knights. Sharp shot, as I'm speaking about sniper rifle, and M24 himself. That's going to be Tempo Storm taking down one of the Alliance boys. Nice seat. I like the 24s in play. I like the fact that they're a world drop now. They got a bit of a damage nerf. Then that's a shot and a half.
Where did that come from?
Another 24. So 3 24s in a small area here.
Ooh, be careful, everyone. Be careful. Oh, there's a vehicle kill there. Ghost knocked out just like that. They tried to make a big rotate as we saw the big scramble, and they just ran into everyone. And they had to just split up. But then it was just, they were left for the pickings. They weren't able to stay together. And Ghost, our second team knocked out of this round number 9 out of 12 at our PUBG Pan-Continental live from the Poker Ghost studio at the Aria in Las Vegas.
Reels just got a revenge nade. Remember he knocked Reels out earlier on. He's just throwing it through the window. So he managed to guide the guy that was down on there. He's done so much damage to Sharpshot. Now he's pushing him back.
Here
and he's not inside as well. All of Alliance are going to gatekeep him. He has to move. This circle will hurt as well. You will bleed fast. It'll be a big play as well if you're essentially going to upgrade Alliance because you're going to give them this silence 24 if you die.
Yeah. It's got to, I mean, we know, but like him rotating up left, there's not much going on up there, so we know that could be a good decision. That might be the only way he could go. But that's very important. Sharp shot from Tempo Storm. His team is currently in second place in our standings. $100,000 on the line. Every single place is important. Currently 14 teams are up. Tempo Storm, they do not want to be out of this round in 14th place because they're trying to keep their spot at the top and make a move even higher. Optic. We just said that vehicle explosions on yourself do not count towards our bounty.
He just drove into the building.
It happens to the best of us.
This is the thing, because it's not necessarily them just driving into buildings. Yes, it does damage to the cars, but it's because they're running these gauntlet, because Milta's so tightly packed.
Yeah.
Every single time you're going to drive a vehicle through there, you're going to get smashed to bits. It's going to be flaming. It's going to be all kinds of damaged.
Yep.
You touch a wall, you're dead. It's literally as simple as that. The circle does shrink, and she goes further on Milta. Milta is well and truly in Erengel's grasps here. All three roads lead to Milta quite literally. They're all just, we're pretty much dead center. FaZe, they're good. That's a nice circle from them. Totality is still in.
FaZe has been the same spot.
The problems for teams are going to have Alliance are cool. It's going to be Tempo Storm and FlyQuest, the ones who are going to be out on the edge because you're going to be trapped between Envious, Alliance, and Knights. They'll have all 3 angles on you.
Yeah, and Sharp Shot, Microstar, Sharp Shot action from Tempo Storm. Have a little bit of skirmish with the FlyQuest guys. There we see Knights taking shots at Hunich, but the focus right now for FlyQuest is on Sharp Shot, looking like they're looking down that hill and they know he's there, but also have to be wary of the Knights just behind him. Meanwhile, Team Gates Mortify is trying to make his way into the circle as well. And the Knights should be able to hold on to be able to take down Mortify here. He's in a little bit of trouble. There we see Drayden.
Look how they're spreading just so they can all get different angles on him.
So we take a look at the Knights
all
here.
Working as a team.
Focus. You see their communication there. Constantly talking, telling each other, okay, we got Mortify over there. Got to look out for him.
They should be good to see how they deal with it because they just actually had one drop. Poonage from across the map has actually knocked one of them. And they still have this player, I believe, inside that building unless he died.
No, he's... Oh, yeah. Is Mortify gone? Mortify out? I don't see Mortify. And Team Gates.
WSOE camp coming in there.
I don't see him.
Catching on the players in the bottom corner, just seeing out, touching base with them. 14 teams still alive and 41 players in play. The Knights will be able to get themselves back together, so I'd assume that, yes, you can see him in the little yellow body in the background. He's dead and gone. They don't have to worry about him anymore. They can move forward.
Hey,
unfortunately, moving forward.
What a last fight. What a last stand there, though.
Yeah.
And 2 members, as we can see, of Team Gates still around in the top right there. I don't know how Mortify got so split up there. But sometimes that's how it goes. Sometimes that's part of the strategy, splitting up a little bit, cover a little bit more ground to give yourself a chance to last a little longer in the game. But now we're about to have the circle move. Where's it going to go? Straight on Milta?
No, it goes into an open field. Okay, so this is a land grab. This is an absolute land grab.
Method, Energy, Optic, Vitality, all moving immediately.
This curve in Milta, everybody now has to come out to Milta.
The right side of that circle.
Vitality, if they want to, they could get in a building and gatekeep this like a bad man. This is their home, remember. This is where they drop. They know the lay of the land more than anybody. If they sit on the edge, get the buildings on the edge of Milta, there's 5 teams. Dignitas, Method, Optic, NRG, they've all got to come out.
And there's only really one direction they can go. Space Station back there as well. So we'll have to see what happens here. We're about to see some action as FaZe still locking down that checkpoint. They were looking back at Totality. There we see Space Station coming on down the beach. Envy in the distance there. Vitality both still in Milta trying to make their way. They're already nicely centered in the circle here. So they're going to be happy with these positions. But we're about to see some firefights. Totality encountering FaZe. That's something you never want to have to do. Method and NRG going at it as well. Buzzface, there's some vehicle explosions. Smithy and Beardy, they're getting knocked out immediately. immediately by FaZe, locking down this checkpoint, leaving no chance for totality. 2 out of 4 gone, 1 from FaZe is down. Meanwhile, NRG and Method are also battling. We'll get a shot of that in a second, but Mixie right now focusing on another member of Totality. Fuzzface and Haxity are both down, so FaZe going to try to regroup and pick those guys up, but not a bad result. Meanwhile, Knights and Alliance going at it over here. T-Bone taking some shots towards the Knights. Could this be the end of the Knights here in this round as they encountered a very awkward situation, driving straight towards Alliance, and Alliance was there ready and waiting. And just like that, I think Knights with only Texas up and Drayden up in the north. He's like, where'd you guys go? You guys took off in vehicles. I was trying to catch up, but he's playing in the back here. All
this is going down and Gems is still killing people. That's what makes me laugh. They're trying to get 2 players up on FaZe and he's still just off on it. Venerated and Araxe moving on to NRG. The knock and the steal comes through, so 7 points stolen away from Vitality into Envious' hands. They're still locked in. They're still happy. They're going to be chilling for now.
Lots of knocks
Big
and
concentration down mainly on the eastern bank of the circle that we've got. It's currently a little bit quiet mother on the western side. You've got Alliance. You've still got Temple Storm. Flying Quest are there.
Yep.
1 member from Alliance, 1 member from Knights. So that 14 teams could become 12 any second. Lost HD's bleeding out still in the background. FaZe, they've got themselves a nice little town as well. They've got themselves a building. So happy days from them. The best spot in the game, actually.
The beach?
It's SSG.
Yeah,
because there's so much of a defilade, they can just play off the back of this.
Just peek up, look for those.
If the circle shifts,
and no one can really come behind them either.
Exactly.
In theory.
If the circle shifts,
we saw that happen with Rafi last game.
More towards the west, they can still go down south and just kind of rotate from there.
Looks like Dignitas cleaned up. Uncivil was the last alive there, taken out by Team Gates in the top right in Milta as he was trying to make his way into the circle. And FlyQuest skirmishing here with the Knights. The last member of the Knights there, Drayden, able to take down a member of FlyQuest, but FlyQuest still has 2 up there, so they're definitely be looking that direction. Meanwhile, Sharp Shot from Tempo Storm. Really want to focus on him too for a second. He's been in the same place for a pretty long time. Remember, Tempo Storm right now, 2nd in the standings. Every second he is alive. Every team he sees that gets knocked down, he is happy. He likes hearing shots. He wants to stay covert and secret and sneaky.
He's done the same again. He's moved further out of Milta. He's completely removed maybe 7 buildings that teams are currently signed.
Yeah.
Rafi with an aid onto NRG. NRG not having a bad rotation. Sorry, a very good rotation so far. We've seen 3 of them fall pretty much in the last 5 minutes. 1 more player in the form of Snack still remaining. Meanwhile, TG watching all this unfold.
Are you gonna shoot?
I think he's gonna wait for now. Just get it over his head. He needs to get the one dink.
Okay.
The 1 tap.
He's there. You got it.
Oh, don't get spotted by 80 because 80 will murder you.
Can you shoot him? Oh, there it is. It's a knockdown.
It is.
Try to follow it up. He's still there. He's got him.
He might get away with this one. It depends what Rafi wants to do. They've all got to move because they're on the edge of the circle.
Yeah,
the circle's going to hurt as well. It's on the
that,
faster side as well. That's a good grenade.
Team Gates,
that
Method,
could be a 2 for 1.
NRG, Vitality, Space Station, Optic, Envy, all in this area. All those teams are in this area. So a lot of firefighting happening here. Rafi trying to pick up his teammate. I'd see there. A little bit surprised that that kill wasn't finished off. EXO coming over here, though. Look out. He's seen. Not able to make it down, and he's going to get knocked. And his teammate is a little bit far away from him. Silo
going up
towards the north. They split up. Envy, meanwhile, taking some shots at Shadow, and he's going to be taken down. That's Venerated with the completion there. NRG involved with so much action here. Only Zanark remaining from NRG, and they're still outside of that zone, so still going to try to make some moves in. Honestly, we have a lot of solos out there.
Everything's a bit weird and wonderful.
Method solo, NRG solo, Knights is solo,
you've got to kind of just
Storm is solo, Alliance is solo.
To be fair, and just carry on doing everything that's humanly possible to try and stay alive, because this is what it is, a battle for survival now. The edge of the circles and the amount of people that will be crawling around will be rife, especially because it is directly in the center of the circle. It's just a huge open field.
Yeah.
There's going to be a couple of hay barrels here and there that you can actually hide behind, but nothing else more than that. So everyone will try and stay on the edge as much as humanly possible. Snack does go down, so we are into his top team now as NRG leaders in 10th place. Monkey onto Envious, Vitality have engaged now. This could be what they needed. The grenades could come in thick and fast, and that's all they need to do. They're cooked, they're primed. Will they get a kill? Caden's down, that's 2. So now all of a sudden, Araxe, Vitality, they want this. Rafi, though, lurking. He got up very quickly, but he is taken down.
Amazing
nice
awareness.
by Monkey to react to that one.
Yeah, nice awareness from Monkey.
Will they push on this?
Will
they murder Envious inside?
Yeah, it's only 2 here. It's 2v4. But look at this. They're acting like they're a team of 6. Envy has 4 in this building, and they're scrambling to try to deal with just this 2-man offensive. And look at Vitality coming forward. A force to be reckoned with. Monkey and Orax. Are they going to
out 3.
Completely cleaned up Envy 2v4.
See what I mean about signs of amazingness out of Vitality? They've literally just boxed Envy in here. They've picked one. They got the initial knock. The grenade come through, and now they're just flushing them. They take out Kaden. That's a complete envious wipe.
And he's going to take a break here in the bathroom.
I like how they're still looting. It's like, no, we'll leave that guy. We want his gear.
We
want the meds.
Apologies.
Circle update, and further away from Milta she goes. There's one more compound. I've seen this compound a few times in matchmaking, and it kind of comes down to if it does go directly in the compound, the final blue circle, it will literally push them out because it will come down to that point where you've got to move.
And from where this started, everyone just having to constantly move to the left, having to constantly move to in a westerly direction. And by the way, we only have 2 full squads still up. I'll give you 2 guesses. FaZe and Space Station have their full squads up. FaZe has won the first 2 rounds today so far.
And they're on the same side, so both of these guys have got to make it into the
Space Station winning the first 2 rounds yesterday, by the way.
Space Station in a rough spot here, though. This could be a potential 8th place finish for them if they are caught off guard. Araxa can just see them all rotating because they've got to move. Blue's on the back. They're going to get forced in. They've all got to go out now.
And remember, Caden's
one of them's killed as well. Again, this is where the blue will hurt. So one goes down. D-Master's knocked as well. Vitality. This is a banging game from them. They're killing teams left, right, and center.
And it's only 2 of them. There's another 2v4. 2v4 against Envy, 2v4 against Space Station. Look out for Vitality. They have showed up today in a big way. And Space Station, could they get cleaned up here?
Yep.
By Vitality.
Place. Told you.
And they are.
Simple as that. But leaving it so late. Oh, no. He's there. He's healing. He was laid down. He's still alive.
Oh, okay.
Oh, now
there
he
goes.
Never mind.
And that was from T-Bone from Alliance. Meanwhile.
Actually, he jumped to place, but he didn't get 8th, though. He got 7th. So that's pretty good.
And Caden was eventually knocked out there. Meanwhile, you know who's happy about all this is Sharpshot from Tempo Storm. They were on the verge of 15th. And Sharpshot, you can see him on the bottom left there. He's been patient. He's been chilling. They could have been 15th, and now they're in the top 5 of this round. That's exactly what you have to do.
Are they going to get a 3rd win in a row?
Yeah, FaZe is just going to win this. I've already kind of... Unless Vitality is able to do another 2v4. Do you think Vitality can 2v4 FaZe?
I mean, they're feeling it now, right? But they've got to get past T-Bone. And, I mean, look at...
And look, yeah, FlyQuest shooting at him too. Yeah, they've got to be done.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. That looked to be on target.
Just gives him a cross.
Yeah, he's gone. And Monkey's the last alive there for Vitality. So
FlyQuest have got to worry about Drayden to the left, by the way.
We have 3 solos at this point now. Monkey from Vitality, T-Bone from Alliance, Sharpshot from Tempo Storm. Actually, another one, Drayden from Knights. FlyQuest with 2 up. FaZe the only team with 4 again and again and again and again. Their full squad is up.
And guess who's just been given the circle?
FaZe. They're not to be phased.
They move. Everyone else is sitting on the edge. These guys are getting stuck in. They're playing their usual game. They're
always in the circle, man.
You can't predict where the circle's going to go, right? You can't 100% predict where it's going to go.
Be logical
about
it.
But you can be logical and edge your bets. And this is working for them. They're playing perfect PUBG right now. They're keeping 4 alive. They're getting in the circle. They're getting where they need to be. This is amazing to see. Now everyone just has to come to them. Literally, they can just win.
I wonder if Tempo Storm, if Sharpshot can figure out a top 3. That would be absolutely insane and incredible, considering they're on the verge of 15th. But he's got a long way to go. So does T-Bone. Our 3 solos at the bottom right now, Monkey, T-Bone, and Sharpshot, have a very long way to go. Meanwhile, there we go, Monkey taking out T-Bone. So that's a solo versus a solo there. So Alliance will be out there in 6th or 5th, I believe. Math, 6th. Meanwhile, Knights.
Just like that.
Yeah, Drayden's down. And again, Sharpshot from Tempo Storm. He's just rubbing his hands together, chilling. Vitality down. Knights down.
This is an interesting battle here. They do have the high ground, but again, they're lacking utility. They've got the M24 on the back. You're not going to be able to use this in a 1-in-1 environment. He's not got a helmet at all. Jempty's on the back line. He should be able to easily murder these 2. There's one. Dips his head in, spins around, nails it.
Clinical.
FaZe Clan.
Okay.
3rd win in a row. Good God. If there were a time to step up on Championship Sunday, this is it.